Decided to chase some channel cats today through the ice. What we're using is just a standard 1/8 or 1/4 ounce jig head, nothing fancy. The way I like to bait them is take my fathead minnow, pinch the head off, thread the body on, something like that. Take the head and I put that back on the hook as a stopper so my body doesn't slide off. Kind of looks odd, but it works really good for me. And then the electronics are really key to finding and catching catfish. They usually suspend anywhere from 5 to 20 feet off the bottom, and usually you find the channel cats in at least 20 feet of water, sometimes up to 40 or more. But today we're fishing about 35 feet of water. And can you see my jig on the marking there? Popping my jig down, bam! I caught a catfish. What do you know? I was just asking Aaron for his markham, and I was literally just dropping it down, and he put the markham in the hole, and I had a fish on. So that, that was on cue. Not a monster, but a channel cat nonetheless. You can hear him croaking. Caught right in the tip of the upper lip perfectly. I've used this pattern on 3 different lakes, and it's worked everywhere I've fished it. The reason I use just the standard jig head, it's just to easy on hook them. You use a treble hook or a jigging spoon of some sort, yeah, it's going to catch fish just as good as the jig, but the spoon, you got 3 hooks to unhook every time, and if you get into a good catfish bite, it takes a little time. Let's see if I can do that again. We're fishing on a steep break, and they hold it right tight to these steep breaks. And as the winter goes on, we're on a steep break right next to a basin. As the winter goes on, these fish, I think, move out into the basin, especially as more people start to get on the lakes and fishing them. We're pretty early in the season, not early ice, but probably 6-8 inches of ice here. Okay, I chased all my fish away, so I'm just going to jig, see if I can work something in. I think they go out in the basins, and when that happens, I go hit up my other lakes that have some more current in them, or go chase panfish or something. But it seems earlier in the season's definitely better for some spots. If you can find a spot on a river to fish, I would probably hit that during midwinter. I like the super line sometimes for ice fishing, especially in the deeper water. You can feel just about anything that happens down there. Sometimes a catfish will actually rub the lure, I think, and you'll actually feel that if you have a sensitive enough rod. And he doesn't want to commit, but he's not going away either. It's a perfect example. That happens a lot. You move up to a fish, and that fish is just in a negative mode, and he'll just go off the screen. But usually when one fish goes off, a couple more fish come on, so it's just a waiting game when you're in a house like this. See, there's fish, just boom, got him. I don't know if we got that on camera very good, because he was just, all of a sudden he was in, and I worked him just a little bit, had him on. Catfish are such a unique fight through the ice. They get that big paddle tail just bouncing the rod tips. Not a very big fish, not even taking out drag. Once they get close here, a little bit better than the last one. Nice average cat, probably 1.5 to 2 pounds. Hooked right in the tip. Again, that's the key to the jig. You don't have to fight to get the fish on hook. just pop it out, you know. Whereas if you had a treble hook or something, you'd be here for 5 minutes trying to get that hook out of him, or 2 or 3 hooks out of him. But this is what you can expect when you come channel catfishing through the ice. It's an untapped resource. See you later.